This episode is gonna hurt. Let's get started.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, fire!
Welcome to Retro Rangers. I am Captain John, and this is an episode that has been in the making. Oh my gosh, since I first conceived of the show with my co-host, and ladies and gentlemen, I do believe you know my co-host, podcaster, gentleman, novelist, writer of science fiction, and all around excellent person. Have you met Joe Townsel? Joe Townsel, how are you, sir?
Oh, John Weber, I am doing wonderfully, although I am a little concerned about you, my brother. I mean, why is it going to hurt today, John? I'm worried.
Well, we should probably introduce this week's guest because this is, I don't want to use the phrase all his fault. That seems judgy. Folks, have you met Flobo Boyce?
Oh my goodness. I was waiting in the wings like Batman, and then bam, the light in Gotham City. It was a space hoopty, and I flew into action. I'm so excited to be on today's episode.
Okay, so both Joe Townsel and I got into podcasting because of Flobo Boyce, because Flobo was already streaming and podcasting and out there, you know, getting the folks to know him and enjoy his work, and he had us on as guests, and we eventually created a show, and
a better one, by the way. It's here. You got two intros, you got graphics. I mean, nice.
Well, you got two Flobos, basically. If you had two Flobos, come on, imagine what you could get. We asked Flobo, could we get you on the show? He said, sure, you can get me on the show, but you know what I want to do? If we're going to look back at old video, old forgotten clips, I want to see the ones starring John Weber in Homeboys in Outer Space. John Weber playing Carl, the engineer of the space hoopty. And that's what we're going to do. Now,
cannot wait.
Now, I don't know if I should be insulted, but I already checked, and there are no algorithms preventing us from watching this, which is outrageous. How dare you? You won't let me watch Where's Huddles from Hanna-Barbera, but you'll let me watch Homeboys in Outer Space, the unaired pilot?
Yeah.
Ugh.
I mean, it was a network show and everything, and they don't care.
It was UPN. Let's be real. It was a network, but it wasn't.
Barely one, I grant you.
I mean, and we're just gonna dive right in.
Wait, hold on. We're going right into the show. We're not talking about how awesome this show is, no, at all.
I think we need to give the folks at home a little taste, because let's face it, there are very few people on this planet who remember Homeboys in Outer Space existed.
It's right here.
So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the intro to the show, so Flobo gets to hear the song, which he loves. He always sings it to mock me.
This is how it all began, the true story.
I'm two good friends.
It's been their dream to run a starship as a team.
I mean, come on, it is a great song. And tell you,
my patented, white man fighting the lower lip thing.
Also, let me show you this. This is the most popular part of the whole video. You see that giant hump down there? Everybody watches this video just wants to see the opening credits.
Like Kid and Play do one of these, like the ain't gonna hurt nobody, like one of those house party joints. Oh my goodness.
It makes
in the Zebulon Nebula, round about the 23rd century or so, mercenary homeboys Morris and Ty return from an important mission.
And I gotta tell you, I don't know who this voiceover is.
Too many of them. We can't beat this many of them.
Oh, wait a minute. This is the one with Daryl.
This is.
Oh man, we're gonna die. We're gonna die.
No. You know what? Better special effects than Doctor Who, I tell you.
They got lasers and photon torpedoes and they got those sparkly little lights that go.
Oh, no, that's Mel. Good.
Pull
That's Mel.
yourself together. And how many years in intergalactic battle we've been in worse strength than this?
Ladies and gentlemen, Mel Jackson.
Never.
Oh.
Now, the guy seated,
What do
of
you
course,
want me
is
to say?
Flex
You
Alexander.
think we're gonna get our asses kicked? You want me to break down and cry right in your face? Well, I can't. I don't do that.
It's just that I'm too young to die. I never got to see a sunrise on Alderaan 7. I never get to see those floating purple moons on Thanos 12.
Well, I'll never get to make love to one of those 8-breasted women on Fishnet 5.
You
Timely.
never did that? No. Oh man, you gotta do that. We're gonna save your ass and make sure we do that.
Well, all right then. Let's put this baby in overdrive.
We got overdrive.
They got those spark little lights that go woo. We got overdrive. Shall we?
Hit that rock.
Now, that was going to be the hey, or sit on it, or up your nose with a rubber hose.
Join us as we chronicle the intergalactic adventures of Morris Clay and Tiberius
That's going to
Walker,
be real.
Homeboys in outer space.
Now, the space hoopty, can't argue with that.
Oh yeah.
And that's some 1996 computer animation right there.
I couldn't tell. You mean this is 2 years after Jurassic Park 3? The future is now.
Hey! The white mic of space.
After their butt-threatening
Deep cut.
mission on
That's
Zebulon 6, they return to the sector of the quadrant they reside in known as the Frontier, where they're welcomed back as heroes and held in enormously high...
Directed by Gary Cohen. Gary Cohen directed many episodes of Married with Children.
Oh, okay. Makes
so
sense.
that's the level we're operating on here. They really wanted that kind of Married with Children level. I don't know why I'm doing it this high. It's Married with Children. It should be down here.
regard. Hello, maggots.
Kevin Michael Richardson. Kevin Michael Richardson was the voice of Goro in Mortal Kombat.
Oh yeah.
He's also he's played a bunch of characters. There was a recurring character he played on ER.
He was a Joker, wasn't he?
He's played the Joker a few times
Mhm.
in a few different Batman cartoons. His voiceover work is incredible. While he was doing our show, he was working on another show called Road Dogs. It was an animated show. And then everybody at UPN was like, Kevin comes up to me at one of the receptions that we did for the show, and he goes, "Hey man, do you realize there's probably going to be a cartoon?" And I said, "Are you kidding me?" And he goes, "UPN Animation came to me directly and said they've already got the storyboards ready and they're already getting stuff ready, and they wanted to know, are you ready to voice yourself?" And I was like, "Oh man, I can get into animation." It never happened.
Oh,
Wait.
Needless to say.
Wait. So okay, take it back. So there was a cartoon. I'm assuming Road Rovers. There was a Road Rovers cartoon. He was in the animation department. They were going to come up with it, or there was pitching an animated version of Homeboys in Outer Space.
They were playing.
But this is 4 years before Gary and Mike, which was another show that was animated about two guys in the car. I'm just saying, man. It could have been you and Clay. It could have been you and Clay.
I can't tell you how upsetting it was to come that close to getting into animation. And Homeboys was really seen as because obviously they were doing Voyager. They launched Voyager, they launched us a year later, and they wanted to start another franchise. And honestly, to be totally honest, they wanted to start the Black franchise.
well,
Yeah.
shocker, especially
Yeah.
UPN.
I mean, a big part of
Damn,
UPN.
Joe, don't be saying the truth like that. Am I right?
No, I mean, but that's the thing. UPN was being very much into. They wanted to be the network that had black sitcoms. They because most of the other networks were canceling black sitcoms around this time. There were very few, and and I ended up on the Hughleys, which was ABC's like one of their last black sitcoms. So yeah, that was out there, man. All right.
Well, John, I have to apologize to you. I mean, it sounds like you're very disappointed the cartoon animated version never happened. And if my recent cartoons of you have brought back those painful memories, I do apologize.
You know, for all I know, they were going to replace me with a talking dog.
Wow.
I mean, for all I know, there's
I see
nothing.
my man. Oh,
No loyalty. These
Are you having
these
yourself a happy
hoes
little
at
day? 'Cause if
UPN
you're not,
weren't
what I got in
loyal.
this bag
is
is
what
gonna
I'm
put such a
saying.
smile on your pretty little face.
You have completed the mission. You have returned with the item I sent you for.
Is that a lack of confidence I detect in me, your right-hand man, your brother-in-law, who you are stuck with? Because as big and ugly as you are, my sister is bigger and uglier.
I just want to say, Flex is one of the nicest guys.
Is that right?
Yeah, good stand-up, very funny. I do not love his acting.
Oh.
Mel, who's seated, he went on. He did a lot of acting jobs after this one. Flex got another series, but when it
Well,
comes
you know,
to-
when Seinfeld first started his series, they said he couldn't act. Maybe if Homeboys ran for 9 years with John Weber having retained, would have
Absolutely.
been a grand thespian now.
John Weber stars in Lee Daniels presents Homeboys in Outer Space. I call it now.
you bring up a great point, Joe. At this time, sitcoms were still the law of the land. If you were going to make a TV show, it was probably going to be a sitcom. It was not until reality TV just completely destroyed our ability to get bad sitcoms on the air.
It's funny though, because you said about the bad sitcoms, because UPN did experiment, whether or not you're talking about Shasta McNasty or the Secret Diary of Desmond Pfeiffer. These are concepts that would not be anywhere close to the script stage anymore, you know?
Yes,
and Homeboy, like, it was led in by Moesha. Like, it wasn't like Barry on Saturday nights. Like, Moesha was her ace in the hole, and they said, you know what, stick around for 2 homeboys and a hoopty.
That's right.
Now, here's a good reason to stay tuned right here.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God. And I would like to say that it's a good thing that I can't remember her name right off the bat, and I have to go look it up on Wikipedia. That's Paulette. Paulette was mostly a dancer, and she's basically like a badass character.
Valued metal in the universe.
You're not gonna want to see what's in our bag, are you?
No need. I'm sure we've all had a profitable day. Let us celebrate.
Yeah, you buying?
Now, Paulette like had to get like powdered down to get put into that PVC.
Oh, absolutely. I was about to say that. Yeah, it's Not that I know. I've heard stories.
I also want to say the live studio audience would not stop yelling to try to get her to give them her phone number. I've never seen anything. I'd been to a lot of sitcom tapings. I'd never seen 18 men charge to the security gate and be like, yo.
I was expecting them wearing top hats, like, madam. Are you being courted, Courtney? Yes.
Trust me, those guys were trying to get some time too. Yeah.
Hey, now.
No, everybody was trying to get some time with Paulette playing.
Now, did she go on to the regular series, or was she just?
She did.
Yeah,
she did. Actually, the only people who didn't make it to the regular series are the actor in the middle, that's Mel Jackson, and me. Everybody else made it through.
But this guy's insane, John. I don't get it.
You know something? There was a guy who took over at UPN after all these shows had been approved, and he was from. Okay, this is just from my memory and sort of from legends. So Don't hold me to this being, I can't swear on a Bible this is true.
Right.
But what I'd been told was there was a guy from Disney. Oh, hang on.
Oh my goodness. Let's go.
There was a guy from Disney, allegedly, named Dean Valentine, who was brought in after all these shows had been bought and approved, and basically said, no, I'm the big guy here, and I say what gets on my network. And he started throwing people out, throwing them off shows, and in some cases canceling shows. I was very glad the show got picked up, even though I got thrown off, because those are all my friends, and this was going to be their chance to have their own series. So I wasn't a hater. I was a congratulator.
Well,
I got a question.
Look at this young man we're about to see here. How could he be a hater? That's a lot.
Yes,
exactly. So, I mean, it's look, as somebody who was dangerously flirted with something called success, to have her leave me on red. There is some kind of thing where you go, hey, look, if you get signed, if you're on the season, it could have been something, but the show itself didn't last that long. I mean, you kind of wonder which one would be kind of worse, wouldn't it be? Like being on TV, royalty checks, I guess, but being on TV for a season and being forgotten about, except for me, or not even being on the show at all.
That is a very good point, and that's actually what my agents, who were very much behind me at the time, said. They were like, something, you lucked out. You do not want to be on this show because this show will be remembered as being one of the worst shows. And for once in their lives, my agents were right about something. This is remembered almost by no one, and the people who do remember it as being one of the worst shows ever on television.
I disagree, but let me know when I can actually get into a whole rant about the show was awesome, but I disagree.
Well, let's take a look at my scene. Now, I do want to tell you, I remember this scene being much, much longer. So have that in mind. When I auditioned, this was the scene I auditioned with, and there was a lot more to it. So one of the things that's very true of this, God, we're like a quarter of the way already on this stupid 20-minute unaired pilot, and they butchered it in editing. So let's take a look at my scene.
It's the 50,000 shabs you owe me for the cigars.
Well, that still leaves us.
That was the Kevin's voice.
Cool,
it is.
Minus the final 50,000 shabs for the cigars.
But you already said that.
Blush feels like saying it again.
But he's a great actor, too. I just love Kevin.
You almost done?
I am done. Now you can take this baby all the way to zone 3.
Carl, we're already in zone 3.
Walks away. Hey! You still got it. You still got it.
There was so much more to that scene.
I was gonna say that. What happened the other 20 minutes of that scene?
Exactly.
Wait, what was the scene supposed to be?
I wish I could remember. We go back and forth. I think my character says to be careful because the air filtration system doesn't work all that well. And I believe Flex is like, we don't have money to fix it, so forget about it. And of course, that ends up being important later.
Wow. I really feel like you probably had an editor or producer who's like, this guy reminds me of an ex-boyfriend of me. He's just too damn handsome.
Computer, chart us a course to Plutarch and let me know if all systems are go.
Here's the computer.
Morris, you don't need to talk to me so formal. I mean, after all the galaxies we've been to together, it's LaQuasia or Miss Jones, if you're nasty.
No, that's Rona Bennett.
Okay, LaQuasia, we just need to know if all systems are go.
Oh, are you in here too? I'm gone.
She was on the Mickey Mouse Club with like Britney
There's nothing
and Justin
wrong with
Timberlake
this
Now,
and
systems are shot.
Ryan
Memory bank's
Gosling.
faulty.
Oh, wow.
She's a Disney kid.
Oh, no, he didn't. He did not just call me out.
I didn't mean any offense by that, but you've been around since.
Oh, say. And you will be picking dilithium crystals out of your gluteus maximus, which
Not
ain't
dilithium.
nearly as max as you think it is. Oh, no.
Doing all right. So I know this actress has been in a bunch of other things,
The Starship Hoopty.
but this is very, you know, like the guest stars and all of that, it is very Married with Children, because they get really attractive actors and they're doing really low level jokes.
If you didn't tell me the Married with Children reference, I would say, oh, this kind of it sounds like the cadence sounds very much TNBC, Peter Engel, like California Dreams, One World, Saved by the Bell. You're preppy. Ooh.
Yeah. Okay, this is when LaQuisha is kind of giving she's trying to explain to Mel's character that he doesn't need a real woman, that he's got her, and so she can do a thing in the chair, and Flex wants it, and then she buzzes him. Whatever.
I wasn't seeing a downside to that.
Yeah, exactly. please don't do my eulogy, John. Yeah, he could have lived, and now he's not anymore. Yeah, whatever.
You got to remember, I wouldn't be bitter about you the way I am about Homeboys in outer space. So they find out that the package they're supposed to be delivering is actually this child, and this child is, well, let's get a
little homie. Yo, get a life.
1996.
Get it like that's a modern slang for you the man.
Here are the
I don't know
coordinates
what
to
the
meet
laugh
office.
track is laughing at.
All
I'll
right.
never
Have
figure
fun,
it out.
babe. Love you, Mom. I love you too. This ship is a piece of junk.
But he's a child, so
move it, man.
No, this
We
isn't
gotta
a
try to
bad
save Demetrius.
rubber suit.
Whoa, where your priorities, man?
I don't know what this is from.
Destroy him first, because he ain't having no fun anyway.
You should see how stupid you guys look.
Oh, nifty.
There's the effects budget right there.
For your information, gentlemen, Plutarchanians can alter their molecular structure. So since Demetrius is half Plutarchanian, he's also the creature. Thank you very much.
Later, LaQuisha.
Demetrius,
Hey,
Except for John
remember
Weber, she's the
Carl,
best part
right?
of the show.
see what you did?
Where is Carl? We want Carl. We
Not
want
to worry,
Carl.
Lori. Your CO2
Carl.
filters have given out, and all of the carbon dioxide that you exhale is now being recirculated into the air.
That sounds like a problem.
Not for me. It's only a problem for creatures who breathe oxygen.
We breathe
She
oxygen.
kills me, man.
Y'all still do that?
Yes, we do.
Y'all in trouble.
All right, I'm coming up. Oh, come on. When are we getting to me? All right. Meanwhile, back at the B
Where are
story.
your two friends?
I can't find you on IMDb. I just looked.
I'm about.
Can't find me on IMDb.
No, can't find a young lady here.
Oh,
We're wondering
Rona?
who she was.
She's Paulette Braxton.
Oh,
Rona Bennett.
If we can make it there, we'll make it anywhere.
I don't know how they got the money for this, but they somehow got the money for this song.
Well, that's all the air.
I think it's a mark of both bad porn and bad sitcoms when they look right at the camera.
Well,
Townsel.
let me tell you, Joe, Mr. Vicious, Townsel, you're not wrong.
Hey, man,
Off the
stop
top
hogging
rope.
the air.
Pretty much Flex was told the whole time that he could break the fourth wall.
Look, don't worry about it.
Now,
Just
Mel
do like me and
Mel
Ty.
was like a properly trained actor, you know. He wasn't a comedian. Flex was a comedian. I was a
Three
comedian.
pack. What the hell are y'all doing?
3-pack. And that gets a
Conserving
laugh.
air.
If I may suggest, the reason why you're running out of air is because your CO2 filters are not working. This is a mechanical problem. Why don't we call the ship's mechanic?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, let's
You
go
may
to
not be the
mechanic.
state-of-the-art computer, but you're all right.
Fight me.
Bite me. Big laugh.
I bet the minute Vashi told him we were having
Come
a
on.
problem, he started working on a solution.
Here we go, Carl.
Carl,
What's he reading? Starship in Space, it looks like. And space.
Yeah. Hoopty Repair Manual.
There's a joke. Yeah.
If there is ever a prop I wish I'd stolen, that's it right there.
That'd be a great souvenir.
I'm on it.
That eyebrow was my whole
Our
career.
CO2
You're so
filters
cool,
broke,
John.
and we're running out of air.
The Rock
You're in
stole
luck.
that from
I
me.
just got
I
to the
see that.
chapter on CO2 filters.
Great. What does it say?
Well, I'm just paraphrasing here. The CO2 unit was built to last, but if it breaks, it's yo ass.
That's good poetry, y'all.
Now, can I just tell you the story to this? They started taping the show at 6 p.m. This was at 3 a.m. I think this is about 3 a.m. Everybody had been allowed to go home. I was the final actor, and like a skeleton camera crew and sound crew was still there. And I felt so bad for how long things were taking because these guys wanted to go home. They just wanted to go home. And it wasn't my fault, but I felt really bad because they were shooting me. When we shot this, I did it in one take because I knew I wanted to, and they laughed.
Yeah.
The guys behind the camera laughed. And that was like one of the highest compliments I've ever been paid. And I felt so good. And that people hugging me because now they got to go home because I was able to do it in one take.
And it was funny.
I have a question.
Play baseball.
Mr. Boyce?
Why was it a night shoot? They're all on the set.
Any other
It was a night shoot because traditionally, in order to get an audience, you get kids from schools.
Oh, okay.
Or from groups. And this was like a couple of community groups worth of kind of all ages, but like church groups, church kids, and they're grown up.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Okay.
what we got here?
New CO2 unit using simple, ordinary materials you can find around the hoopty. Just put this together, hook it up, you'll get lots of air, and not any of you has to die. Where's Morris?
Before Tinder. Oh.
Yes, he stepped out for a minute.
And that's it. So
Oh yeah.
But we don't
I
even
think
know
that's
if
my
it's alive
last
anymore.
appearance on this episode.
So I got a question though. Did they replace the mechanic? Didn't they? No, they didn't.
They
Replace
did. They did. Yes. So when they went to make the actual series, they replaced me with James Doohan.
Oh, right.
But just for one episode, right?
No, he went like
No, he went. Yeah.
3-4
Oh,
episodes.
he was like a semi-regular, whatever. Okay.
Semi-regular, but then they stopped using him after a while.
Yeah.
I was hired to be recurring, and I was guaranteed, I think, if they do 13 episodes, they had to put me in 8, at least 8 of the episodes. And that's why you see sometimes on a sitcom like a character who might show up a lot, who's a friend of one of the leads, will like come through and like be, hey, is this all the coffee you got? Well, I'll see you guys later. And they'll leave. That's because they're just satisfying their contract. They were guaranteed to be in that episode. And so they'll write them like 2 lines. Like, hey, are we going to that movie or what? No, I can't go, guys. I have to stay for the plot of this episode. All right, we're going to the movie then.
Oh, I'm locked in inside. Yeah, okay, yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. We collected our paycheck.
You were in the opening credits of series regular. Or we're going to
I
be.
was.
That was a pilot, though.
I mean, that's the sort of thing where your agent goes, hey, man, I hooked you up. You're in, that's called front of show.
Okay.
You're in front of show. It actually surprises me because when I was looking at the credits at the end, I'm not in those. It's like, oh, well, it's because that's what my agent got me. He got me front of show.
Wow.
There were so many things that were supposed to happen on this show that didn't happen.
Mhm.
And one of the things was that big TV screen behind them. First off, that was such modern technology in 1996.
That's definitely a WCW video wall. But that's just my
Yes. But they were going to use that to show sketches about the future.
I know I'm biased.
Yeah.
My God. How could they just not have Carl?
And I had been told, I mean, the guys they were looking at was a wide variety of people. Getty Watanabe if you remember him from 16 Candles. Oof.
Yeah.
And Gung Ho. He was one of the finalists. Paul Dooley, who of course ended up on Deep Space Nine as like Garrick's father, I think.
Yes.
He was Cardassian.
Yeah.
He was a finalist for this role. There was a comic who was just such a nice guy. And he and I were the two that tested for the network. Like we got all the way to the net. Fred Stoller and I were the final two guys there. And we became friends just through that process, which was really nice.
Now I have a general question about billing.
Yeah.
So your role in what was to be, when unfortunately what didn't come to be.
Ouch.
For example, Jonathan Harris, Lost in Space.
Yeah.
He's a regular special guest star.
Right.
Same thing for Diana Muldaur on the second season of TNG. So what does that mean exactly? If they're really a regular, but they're a special guest star every week?
That, as far as I know, that is just BS agent work.
Okay.
And I think that's the agent going, oh my God, you're not saying that my client is the star of this show? And the producers are saying, well, your client is a star of the show. And so that's a little extra special you know? Absolutely.
I was just curious about that because for some reason, it intrigues me to see how they do billings. I mean, on Cheers, for example, when it was Danson and Shelley Long, he was on the left, but at the bottom, she was on the right, but at the top. I guess it's supposed to be kind of like equal.
Yeah. That's you'll see that a lot on posters. You know, so a movie poster, like the placement of the name, sometimes it's like, well, you were the only one on that level. So yeah, you didn't get what you wanted. But okay, I'm hearing from Flobo. He's got a little, oh, there he is.
Hey,
welcome back.
I was sweating your Flobo, but we managed to fill the eternity during which you were gone.
Oh, were you guys in awe of the performance of Carl? That's what I did. My computer couldn't handle it, actually. I'm getting the good old Windows blue screen. No, but it was a really cool episode, man. The fact that you're able to show us how you're part of something that meant so much to me as a kid. So I'm so glad.
I am very happy that that it's positive because I don't want to say it was my one shot. But it was my one shot at like being part of show business. Now, granted, I did lots and lots of other things.
But they were on TV quite a bit.
I did a few TV shows. I was a good guest star. And now actually I'm a much better actor because, as Flobo likes to make fun of me, that I am the mayor of Santa Paula.
Yes, you are.
There is a great theater in Santa Paula, and we've got one more weekend of the show that I'm in right now where I come in the last 10 minutes. So every time somebody is like, you were so good in that show, it's like, I'm literally in the last 10 minutes of the show.
They were zoning out they were zoning out the entire time, but you brought them back. Special guest star. I love it.
So, okay, rather than doing too much of, oh my God, who is this wrestler?
Barry Horowitz.
Barry Horowitz.
Yeah, one of the best Jewish athletes of all time.
He was. Better than Goldberg, and I'm going on record.
That's a very low bar to clear there.
God bless.
How many snapmares that Goldberg?
God bless every Jewish wrestler, but frankly, my favorite was always Barry Horowitz.
Yeah.
Let's go to another one of our talented friends. Let's take a look at something that he has done.
Wait! Stop! Pause it! We gotta pause it.
It's paused.
Joe Townsel's in this?
Joe Townsel is in this. And I guess I'll just go ahead and give a brief introduction to what's happening here.
Wait, huh? Bonus! No one told me Joe was doing stuff too. Shot in Freud. Shot it. Okay.
Flobo, I'm going to caution you not to get too excited because you're going to see a performance that's abysmal. As I promoted in the graphic, I had one line and I flubbed it.
I just saw a shape-shifting kid. I'm fine. You're good.
Bite me.
So John and Flobo, once upon a time, Universal Studios had an attraction called the Star Trek Adventure. And I wanted to be on this so bad. My family and I were going to go visit the park that day. So I'm going to get in this video. They made this 5 times a day. And so when they called for volunteers to be in the show, I said, me. But they basically put you in costume. You got a part, if you know, and then they made the video instantly, and you bought the tape and had your souvenir. So this is what we're about to see. I will point out, John, if I may, I'll just say pause.
Yeah,
it's a couple of moments,
and
because it also stars my mother, then known as Linda Thompson, and my aunt Mary Boyd. They're both in it as well.
I say this without a hint of sarcasm or making fun of you guys. The fact you guys are both in sci-fi things, it's pretty cool. That's pretty awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't do that myself, but that's amazing, man.
Well, and you're gonna see. I'll give you one brief spoiler on this. Thank you, Flo. But that's very nice of you.
That is very nice.
But there is a brief scene here. I'll try to catch it for you, where somehow through some ends of the Klingons or what have you, I turn into Kirstie Alley. You'll see.
Well, I got my finger on that pause button, Joe. So you just holler out pause, and you got it.
I will.
All right, here we go from 1991. This is Joe's Star Trek adventure.
Fascinated.
Strictly prohibited.
Fair use.
Wink.
Fair use.
Yeah, finger force, Flobo.
Fair use. Well, we're in our homes.
We are.
This is home use, sure.
Yes, it was a fact.
Wow. You're cranking out like 6 of these a day, huh?
Yeah. Better than Homeboys in Outer Space.
I think they did it every 90 minutes.
I do remember hearing about this, but I never had a friend who did it.
Well, I do.
Now I do. So is this the A that you're on, or the?
This would predate Star Trek 4, so this is still the refitted Enterprise.
Border of the Klingon neutral zone. Starfleet Command has directed us to investigate.
I love that Shatner has no idea.
Share scenes with Bill Shatner. I don't.
Although this is a dangerous mission,
there he is.
All right.
What do you think, Flobo?
Wait, where are you?
I'm on the left.
No. Sorry, that mustache is majestic.
You like that?
That is. I am envious of that mustache.
Well, thank you. I was shocked they had a uniform to fit me, although I shouldn't have been, because lots of heavy people, I'm sure, did this particular show. So.
How large a man were you at the time, Joe?
Oh, at that time I was probably about 3 1/4, maybe.
Oh my gosh, you got up to 3 1/4?
Oh, my friends at one point, and I didn't stay there for long, fortunately, but at one point I tipped the scales at 4.
Wow. Holy cow. Whole lot of Joe.
Whole lot of Joe.
I was expecting like a screen with your face, not you in full costume. That's awesome.
No, I was there, and there I am again.
The best assembled crew in the entire Starfleet.
I like how the little kid keeps pushing the mullet guy away.
Yes.
Force emanating from the planet.
Mr. Townsel.
A pattern I've never seen
You
before.
served with Spock?
I did serve with Kirk and Spock.
Attempts to contact the planet have been unsuccessful.
And the amazing thing is, there's no stock footage in this video. It was all made. No, again, kidding. Okay, Kirstie Alley. I turned into Kirstie Alley. Whoa! What happened?
Oh my god! Well, and
actually, she would leave me for like 30 seconds. That's what happened.
I don't mean to be cruel, but at one point in her life, Kirstie Alley was also hitting 4.
Yeah, I was at the DMs anyway. Hey, girl.
I mean, the star of Fat Actress. You know.
Yeah, she tipped a little bit herself in the day. That's true.
They're unwilling to respond.
Captain, I'm picking up a Klingon vessel.
Okay, let's stop there.
You didn't mess.
That's my one line. And I flubbed it. It was supposed to be, Captain, I'm picking up a Klingon vessel. And I said vessel. So
what? You know what? I I thank you for the clarity. I'm like, what the hell's a vessel? I would have walked on that ride so quickly. So thank you so much. That's called an artistic choice, there, Joe Townsel. It's just,
that's what it was. And I have to correct myself. I guess this must have been after Star Trek 4 because, of course, that was lifted for a joke from the Voyage Home.
That's right. That's right. Can you help me find the whistle?
In Alameda. Now I was kind of mad because if I'd been more patient, I could have maybe been a Klingon.
Oh,
because they cast my part first.
Jeez, these are not sons and daughters of Takuma.
Okay, here we go.
Oh, I love that you were there to do the rock back and forth. Oh my god!
And you're going to see like a really method acting of like wiggling my hand at some point. See, there it is. Hang on, John.
Oh wow!
She's milking it. What is she doing?
What am I doing?
The hair girls are really bringing it.
Okay, they're pretty bored.
They don't even want to do this, okay? My parents made me.
Okay, my Aunt Mary right here. If you can pause briefly, John, or maybe back in just a touch.
Yeah.
That was my Aunt Mary. Yeah,
where?
Dance from here.
She's being pulled back and forth.
Pull back and forth. There she is. Hi, Aunt Mary. Love you.
It's devoid of context. You're like, what's going on?
That's all we see of Aunt Mary, by the way. So.
Oh, poor Aunt Mary.
They knew exactly where to hit us.
Uhura, patch me in.
Aye, sir.
Admiral James T. Kirk of Federation Starship Enterprise. What does that
Serious question. After doing this, like, as a Star Trek fan, it will be a lock that I will put Kirk over Picard. Is that the same the truth with you? Or would you say, well, Picard's better for certain reasons? Like, I feel like that would totally sell me on Kirk.
I mean, I think I would just hype up on the experience. Pardon the pun, the Star Trek experience. So yeah, I think at least for this particular hour and a half or so, I was definitely in the Kirk camp.
But we all know that Lorca's your favorite also. Okay, got it.
Of course. Now, see, if I had gotten this part, this guy does this over and over again.
Yeah.
So I would have, but I probably would have screwed that line up too. So it's probably just as well.
Well, this guy looks like he wanted to do it, but I'm not sure he's quite delivering.
He looks like Jimmy Hart there.
Jimmy Hart. Oh my gosh. Come on, guys, commit. Jeez. It hurts me as a director.
The guy's like, whatever.
Falling wires. Oh,
what a bunch of losers. This is why the Enterprise is better. Because they had Townsel on there. He was committed.
Right, the actor wasn't his
Oh, man. Director Worf would be happy.
Yeah, do that to everybody on that deck.
In the midst of an attack by a Klingon vessel, a strange energy force has rendered both the Enterprise and the Klingon ship helpless.
Okay, the lady
located the source
right
of the
or the left is my
on the
mother.
planet's surface.
Oh,
you'll see her better when she gets down on the planet.
Oh, okay.
So I have dispatched a landing party to beam down to the planet and investigate.
She's a good actor
Almost
too,
on the landing,
as you'll see. Hi, Mom.
Oh, she's lovely.
Oh, thank you so much.
No sign of life anywhere.
That's our life.
You're the worst.
Got my head mushed. Oh my god.
Look at my mom beating the crap out of that Klingon. Holding onto a rock with her fingertips.
I also love that she's not going for the face because she's a sweetheart, your mom.
What the?
Well, I wouldn't want to hit somebody in the face with a boulder unless he really deserved it.
Little kid doesn't know what to do.
The little kid's going for the elbow drop. Did you know? Oh man, where do these tentacles come from? Oh, is there an anime?
They're coming from an Ed Wood movie, John.
Was there an anime convention next door?
Sir,
Does it spill over?
attacked by a strange creature.
Oh, really?
Strange.
Look at my mom. Now she takes direction. You can tell I was correct.
Oh yeah, Starfleet really wants to win this one. You can tell.
You know what? Get little Peanut over there. Give her some help.
That's right. They beat it off. You know what I mean?
Robbed us of our honor. I demand that you execute us immediately.
You're terrible.
No way.
I mean, they are from the House of Worf. Am I right? Oh, you were defeated again. No.
You'll never pass an opportunity to be mean to Worf. I never understand that.
That's right. I'm a villain. Yeah.
I'm gonna make Flobo into a Klingon in a graphic. He'll love it.
No.
Actually, I think I did that once. You never replied.
I'm new to that group, man. I can't. There's too many memes in that thing. Too many pro Klingon memes in that group.
Oh boy.
You got bigger. Look at that cooperation. That's what the Federation's all about.
I think the Klingons.
I'm getting a voice message.
A voice message?
Oh.
Klingons and Federation members, we are the preceptors,
the Brainiacs,
the teachers. All you have experienced here has been illusion, a test to see if you are capable
Those rocks were
of
illusion. They hit.
existence.
What a cop!
While your cultures are primitive, we believe there is great hope for you, for you are not as different from each other.
I like the feel-good ending at the.
Bring back Pike, you losers!
For each of them to become allies, the other path will bring your ruin.
But keep that helmsman. He knows how to rock back and forth.
Keep the helmsman with the awesome mustache. You're gonna want him later. They just keep using his clip over and over again, right? Because I was mad at him that he was just doing the same performance over and over again, but it's not his fault.
We'll be going to warp speed.
Nice. Okay, here he comes. My claim to fame in the credits, along with Mom and Aunt Mary. There's Joe Townsel.
Yay!
Linda Thompson. And Mary
Yay,
Elboy.
Linda, yay!
If you had Carl, you wouldn't get stopped. That was amazing, man.
Oh, that was.
I mean,
you guys enjoyed that. Thank you.
The rocks were the best part. It was
like the rocks, and you know
like,
what?
That was
Since you enjoyed it so much, I'm delighted to tell you that videos are for sale. No, I basically digitized and put it on, and I just made this little cover for it. So
yeah,
I called it Invasion of the Gates Girls because that's my mom and my aunt saw Maiden. If I had to pick a standout performance today, it's still going to be our Carl.
Yeah,
Not
let's be real. Homeboys Now to Space is known as for one of the worst sitcoms of all time, and I think a lot of it has to do with the size of the space hoopty because it seems bigger than it should be, but like whatever.
Yeah.
But look, I feel like for someone of a certain shade, my built-in suntan, that wasn't really the first time for a lot of us we saw us in different places. And yeah, you had the Cosby Show, and you had like Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, Doctors and Lawyers, but going to space and having adventures where your blackness wasn't the plot, it was just kind of a thing, something you don't see now much today. And so, yeah, it was silly, it was dumb, but at the end of every episode, I always imagined what I would do if I was in space. And that's why that show was awesome. You're a part of that, John.
I love that.
Well, I mean, I'm looking at the talent in the people on the show with me today, and I don't know, I'm just thinking out loud here. Homeboys reboot?
Oh,
I'm watching it now going, all the elements are there. Give them a space vehicle, guys who are working for a bounty hunter, the link by marriage. That stuff writes itself.
I mean, it wouldn't not work. It wouldn't fail. It would be amazing.
Who has Eric Van Lowe's number? Let's make this happen.
Oh, well, let's not even get started.
Well, you know what? A subgenre of comedy is farce, and Homeboys obviously is a farce, and that's a great subgenre.
I mean, if you think about it, on Deep Space Nine, Cassidy Yates' character, played by Penny Johnson, was doing the same thing. She's she's flying cargo, but there are black people in space. It was several times called the Black Star Trek for quite a while there.
Yeah.
And I know, well, I know some people were using it as a denigrating phrase, but the fact is it was allowing for many different kinds of races of people to actually, exist in outside of tokenism. I hate to say it that way, but
Yeah.
You know,
and it's a fine balance too. I know there's always the school of thought of being like, hey, we shouldn't call attention to it versus no, we got to celebrate those who are different. And it can be very difficult. Like, you can come across as pandering or not having any kind of levity in the situation. But Deep Space Nine, for all it is, yeah, you get a couple of special episodes, as we say, right? A couple of special episodes. But at the end of the day, everyone's pretty much have their own needs and wants and desires. And that makes it more authentic or organic.
It's I'm glad that things have continued the way we've continued so that we could get to episodes of Discovery, Star Trek Discovery, or Strange New Worlds, where it's like, oh, I just noticed that most of the bridge crew is female. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
You know, most of the bridge crew is different kinds of people. Yeah, that's very cool. And you know, 2 of this race and 2 of that nationality and 3, you know, that's so much better than the old, you know, 1 of each. Right. United Colors of Benetton.
Yeah.
Well, Flobo makes a great point about DS9 and the more recent Treks as well, in the sense that, you know what? Don't ignore the diversity. Don't make it the sole focus. And that just, if you can find that sweet spot in the middle, if that's the way to put it, then you've got a mix, and you've got a multi-layered and faceted scenario there and characterization.
Right.
That's what you want. You don't want anything that's one-dimensional, one way or the other.
I mean, we've
like
done
Joe's
that.
performance in Star Trek Adventure.
Hey, that was nuanced.
Sounds like it's time for us to move on to this. Folks, have you considered
Townsel.com? Townsel.com. Yeah, Townsel.com. The heat of the fire is blistering.
Look at this name coming up here. Right at the top of that list of co-authors. F. Flobo Boyce.
What the? Please welcome to the stage, Candy. Make sure you tip your girl, JoeTownsel.com.
So go on over to JoeTownsel.com. See everything Joe's made for you over there. And this week, I swear, we are getting that song put together so that I can put it on Spotify, because that song's amazing.
Oh, yeah.
It is. Thank you, John. John was worried how I'd react to it. And I said, are you kidding? I was going to love that from the get-go, and I do, and I will.
Yeah, I feel bad I stepped all over it, but it sounded steamy. So
it's you know, that's just a little sampling of it. When you hear the whole thing, you know, that's when it gets special.
You know, we should record is like you in the booth one day of these concepts. That's what I want. But I still want that ragtime version of Homeboys in Outer Space. That's
I'm telling you, I'm pretty sure I can get the AI to make it. That's the thing. I feel like I've been working with the enemy trying to get AI to do all this writing. I mean, granted, I like what AI does.
Hey, it's the future. Just submit, you know. Have you not read Health and Wellness? I mean,
I'm not there yet. Still working through Fury Duty, my friend.
Oh yeah, that's a classic.
That's a
Very
classic.
Thank you so much. Yeah, you and I have to have a talk about that offline after you had a chance to look at some more.
Oh yeah. Oh, for sure. Flobo, thanks so much for being on the show with us.
No, it's an honor, man. I know that the
you
Starbase
so
80 brand is now an empire, but every time I get to come on, damn, Starbase 80, it's always a good time.
Flobo, let the folks know where they can find you. Where in the world is Flobo Boyce?
Yeah, I'm at the underneath your nearest bridge. No, I'm kidding. You can follow me on that X at Flobo Boyce. I mean, working on a side project of mixing my loves of sports and comedy. There's a blog called justthesandwich.com. I know it's kind of off the wall, but check it out there. But actually, I could say, first time in my career for a long time, you could just Google me and my name comes up on the first page to forever get there.
Oh, and I am a proud subscriber to Just the Sandwich. So.
Yeah, thanks.
Oh, fantastic. I got to get over there. All right, justthesandwich.com.
Yep.
Will do. Of course, JoeTownsel.com. And if you want to see Joe and me next, our next presentation is coming up this Saturday, where we will review and recap Star Trek Discovery as part of our series called Starbase 80 Disco Nights. This graphic, I'm so in love with this. I can't even tell you. It's and Joe drew this, and it's just incredible.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much. And it occurs to me that had Flobo been able to join us for this particular episode, I could just, given Franklin there a little bit of a shave at the top. And
I thought it was me at first. I was like, I'll talk over. Got it. I was like, that makes sense.
But we will be recapping and reviewing the 8th episode in the final season of Star Trek Discovery. If you are a Star Trek Discovery fan and the spoilers won't ruin your experience, come on over and discuss it with us. I happen to love that good old Captain John looks like me. He also looks a little like George Lucas, and I kind of love that too.
You'll take it. Why not?
Kind of digging it too. We're the same kind of dude. Let me say. I mean, he gets stuff done, so that's not exactly me. And our next episode of Starbase 80's Retro Rangers, we're gonna do our tribute to Karen Black, because once you go Karen Black, you don't go back.
You don't go back.
I have questions.
We'll be
Your
joined
head is
by-
not that large, is it? I hope not. It's not mansion size. Hey, what's Joe doing in the corner?
I got a big old head. Joe and I have this deal where sometimes he's the female character in the Retro Rangers ad, and sometimes I am. We go back and forth. So that's Karen Black's body, right, Joe?
It is. I think it worked out well because you really can't, after you added my face to it and my teeth, you really don't focus on the body too much. So.
What are you doing? I'm sliding in DMs right now. Hey, girl, you up?
A lot of work. So yeah, join us if you can this coming Sunday. Well, actually, no. Yeah, next Sunday at 7. If you can join us here on the East Coast, 7 p.m., West Coast, 7 p.m., East Coast, 10 p.m. Tony Luna, our good friend, is joining us once again. Cannot wait. And that'll be fun. Gentlemen, I think we're ready to say goodbye to the folks.
Oh,
thanks so much for being with us.
Well, thank you, John. And again, for me, Flobo, thank you so much. I haven't seen you in ages, and it was great to see you again today. And let's not be strangers. Let's not wait so long before next time.
Absolutely. I'm not sure if I had a shuttlecraft, but I need a ride to the next Starbase. Can anyone?
I'll pick you up.
That? All right, nice.
You're taking care
too
of.
long.
Thanks so much, folks. Join us next week, won't you?
Grab your popcorn, warm up your TV. Captain John, Commander Joe got something to see. We're all back in time to the golden past with the Retro Rangers. Oh, it's such a blast. We're flying high with the Retro Rangers. Give it a try and don't be a stranger, Ranger. Strap yourself in for a fun-filled flight. Retro Rangers are flying tonight. Retro Rangers, 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 Retro